Hey guys, so in this tutorial, I'll be teaching you how to build a web search AI agent. So literally an agent that can retrieve latest information from the web and use that information to answer user question or to perform a task. So let's go through what you can see here. So from this diagram, what we are going to be building is an AI agent which have access to a web search tool and can call this tool to retrieve information in order to answer the user input query. So when the user asks this agent to complete a task or do anything for him or her based on this user query, the agent use this user query to retrieve important latest information from the web, and based on that information, this agent will answer the user. So this is implemented in things that we already use like ChatGPT, Cloud Desktop, and all of that. Whenever you open like ChatGPT and you ask them questions, so let's say which teams are playing in the World Cup finals, when you click enter, you can see it starts searching the web because it has a knowledge cutoff point, which it doesn't have any idea about the team. So it needs to search the web, and based on that, it will be able to give you an information such as this. So the final is between Spain and Argentina on this date, and blah blah blah. So this is a very important tool that may come handy when you are building your application. So let's get into it and see how we can build it using Python and LangChain. So first of all, I'll pull up my terminal from here, and from here I'll be using UV as my package manager. So I'll just do UV init to initialize a new project, and UV add to add a library. So I'll add LangChain. I'll also add LangGraph for memory management, and I'll add python.env for managing our API keys, and I think that should be it. So let me hit enter on this. If we need any extra installation, we'll come back and do it. So I'll close the terminal, hide it for now, and from here we have a main.py file already created for us, but I will kind of close this or delete this because I prefer to use a notebook. To create one, click on create new file, and I'll call this main.ipynb for a notebook. I'll click enter on this, and this notebook needs to install the ipy kernel. So for that, I'll just click on import os, click enter, and it has imported. So that means I already have it. So I'll import os, and let me just paste in the libraries I'll be using right here. So we are importing create agent from LangChain agent, OpenAI chat. Because we'll be using OpenAI model, we are importing chat OpenAI to set up our model. So I'll click enter on this, and all of these have installed. We'll be using the JSON and HTTP clients for our search on the web. So those are the libraries we'll be using. And before we progress, let's set up our API key. So from here, create a file called .env, and inside this file you'll be pasting your API key. So for the web search, I've seen this platform that we can get API key, free API key from them, and in a month you can do about 2,500 searches using their API key. The name is Serper.dev. So when you just search Serper.dev, you need to create your account, and you can see right here that they've written they can get you 2,500 free queries is in every month or with no credit. So yeah, we'll be using them for this. And if you want an API key at the top here, click on API key, and then you get your API key. So you just copy it and paste it right there. The same thing for OpenAI. So to get your API key, you go to platform.openai.com. So platform.openai, use this first one, create your account, and then you log in and you can be able to generate your first API key. So yeah, that's all for API key. I'll just come back here and paste my API keys. And guys, don't even bother using mine because I'm going to revoke this once we are done with this particular tutorial. So yeah, these are the API keys I'll be using. I'll be back here, and the next thing I have to do is to set up this API key, be able to read them. So I'll do load.env here, and I'm going to get the API key. So the first one, I'll call it OpenAI API key, use OS to get it. And the second one, the name is this Serper P or something, Serper API key, and I'll also get it. And for a good measure, or something I always do, I'm going to print them and make sure they appear, but it's not a good practice in production. Make sure you don't print them. So once they appear, I'm going to comment them right here and run it once again for them to hide, just to confirm. The next thing we'll do here is to set up our model. And to set up the model, all you need to do is to call it LLM, and this is equal to our chat OpenAI instance. A model here, we are choosing this model. Our temperature here, we can adjust this, but I'll just go by default and getting rid of it. Instead of OpenAI API key, the argument here is just API key, and that's it. So this is all you need to set up your LLM. And to make sure it's working, you can also print llm.invoke what is this, what is the weather in Tokyo, or let's just say what is food. Let's just ask it what is food, and you can tell if food is any substance that is consumed. So our LLM is set up, but now let me explain the problem we are trying to solve. So when we ask this LLM the same question we asked ChatGPT, which is able to search the web. So let's copy this same question here. I'm lazy, so let me paste it here. Okay, this look good, and copy it once again. Go back here and throw it here. Look at what the OpenAI model will tell us. So let's run this once again and let's wait. So as of my last update in October 2023, I don't have information on the specific teams playing in the World Cup final. So you can see it has a knowledge cutoff point, and it cannot be able to tell us or answer these questions for us. So in order to allow it, or in order for it to answer questions like this for us, we have to be able to give it context, or we have to create an agent that can be able to access that information from the web. So yeah, you have seen the problem. Now let's go ahead and do it. So the next thing to do here is to create the web search tool that will be given to the agent we'll be creating. And to do that, let's go here, come back to playground, and there is a boilerplate code here for creating uh we can use to search the web. So I'm just going to copy this here so that we keep it real simple. And over here, I'll just paste this here, and I've already imported this beforehand, so I'll just get rid of them. And I'll change it to a function called search web. And this search web will take a query, and that's all. So it takes a query, and inside there, instead of this, we'll give it the query, and that should be it. So from here, let's make sure everything here is in the function. So I will indent this well, and let's call this function and see if it will work. Okay, before that, this is your API key, so make sure you get rid of this here and replace it with the API key you are reading here. Okay, so once you do that, you can run this, or we can even call the function here to test it out. So let's call it called search web, and then what we are going to ask search web is that which country which countries are playing the World Cup final. I prefer that countries are playing the World Cup finals. So let me save this and run this, and bear in mind this will search information regarding to this query, and you can see which countries are playing the World Cup final, and you can see we have a lot of information here. FIFA World Cup 2026, and it's giving you a lot of information. You can scroll through Messi, you can see a little bit of Messi, date, and all of that. Countries at the final and all of that. You can see Argentina, Spain, and all of that. So we are able to now retrieve information from the web, but we have to be able to return this information anytime we call this as a tool, and this tool should be able to return this information to our LLM. So in order to turn it to a tool, we need to call the art tool decorator right here, so that we change it to a tool. Okay, we change it to a tool. And also once you change it to a tool, you can run it as a normal function right here. So from here, what I'll do is that whatever data that we are getting from here, after decoding it, we have to return it to the large language model. So I'll copy this UTF decode right here. I love it to be printed as well, but what I'll do is to return it like this so that the large language model can get access to it, right? And also for a good measure, I always want to check if the user have also given us a query before we even proceed. And one of the most important thing you need to also do is to let the AI agent or the LLM know what this tool is used for. So for that, you always have to add this doc string here. Okay, so search the web for, let's do it, latest information. Okay, so this tool is used to search the web for latest information. And from here, this is where I'll check if there is a query. Okay, if there is a query, that's when we are going to do all of this. Else, let's just return no query provided. And let's run this too. So from here, our tool is ready. The next thing we have to do is to create our agent and then pass in this information for the agent. So I'll say my agent is equal to create agent, and the model I want to pass to it will be my LLM. So right here, model is equal to LLM. The tool we are going to give it is the web search. We are not going to use verbose, it's true. We are also going to give it a system prompt. So let's define the system prompt at the top here. So system prompt is what guides this agent on what to do. Okay, so let's call it system prompt. So you are a helpful assistant that can search the web for latest information. So you can say you can use the website tool for to search the latest information. I think this is enough. And from here, so system prompt will be our system prompt. And let's give this agent some memory. So we can call it checkpointers. I think the argument is checkpointer. So checkpointer, checkpoint. Okay, is it a checkpoint or checkpointer? Let me see. That should be a checkpointer, I believe. And let me see. Okay, so we are importing it already. So checkpointer is the in memory, and that is all. So I'll run this and our agent is ready to be used. But before we continue, let's create a configuration in order to be able to track our history or our conversation history with the agent. So I'll type config here is equal to, and here we'll call this configurable, and this shouldn't be a checkpointer. So over instead of checkpointer here, we'll call this thread ID, and we'll give in this thread ID. So this thread ID, we can put anything here, but this is what our agent will use to track, or we use to track previous information. So any information or any questions you are coming to ask right here, this agent will use this thread ID. It will be stored, and what will make it different from other conversations will be this thread ID. And the particular memory we are using is in memory saver. So this type of memories, they are for session based chat. So if you close your computer, you off it, you come, you start again, it will create another one for you. Okay, it's not a permanent memory. So yeah, just that you know. So result here will be agent.invoke, and then our message here, row is user content, and then we'll pass in the question here. So instead of the question, I will create a query variable here. So query, and this will be our query. So first we are checking what is the weather in Tokyo, and instead of this here, we can just pass in our query right here. So we are printing the results in the key of messages.content and normal LangChain stuff. And here, let me run this and see how it's able to retrieve the information. So first of all, you can see it has called the tool, and the tool has searched the information, and the agent response is the current weather in Tokyo is approximately this, which is 28 days. So let's try to confirm. Let me try to confirm weather in Tokyo now. Let's see. I'm just curious. So yeah, so Tokyo is about 29 degrees Celsius, 84 Fahrenheit, something like that. So this is what this AI overview is also telling us. But over here it says 28, so it's, I think it's pretty close, 20, 83. And you know, weather changes so fast, so this might just be the right answer. So you can see the agent have searched the web, it has used the tool, and it's able to get us the right answer that we want. Okay, so let's maybe ask a different question. Uh, what is it about countries playing the World Cup final 2026 or so? So let's see if it's able to search the web and get information from this. So let's see. First, I'll look at the search results. Okay, we got a search result, and now the final teams for the 2026 World Cup are set to be Spain and Argentina. So that is amazing. That is just it. Both teams have advanced to the final, which is highly anticipated match. The tournament will be so yeah, it is able to get this current information for us, and this tool is working amazingly. So this is how simple you can do something like this. If you are having any trouble, just leave a comment and I will always respond to you. And this is how simple you can do it. If you have any idea or you are going to build any project with this, let me know in the comment section. Maybe if you need some help, I'm right there at your side. Okay, so this is how simple it is. Let me know what you'll be doing with it, and up until then, I will see you in the next tutorial.